So former FBI Director James Comey posted this threatening message toward President Trump and later deleted it, saying he had no idea that these numbers were linked to violence. Are you buying that? I'm not. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about former FBI Director James Comey posting a threatening message toward President Trump on his social media and then later deleting it, talking about, hey, I didn't know this was a threatening thing. I had no idea. Yes, I'm the former FBI director. Yes, I am the top dog when it comes to intelligence, but I'm not intelligent enough to understand a very basic and simple message. Now, there's so much I want to say. First of all, clearly he's a liar. Or how about this? If he's not a liar, which I believe he is, he's a moron. Either way, he shouldn't have been FBI director with those credentials. Liar or moron doesn't really equal FBI director. But beyond that, I have some evidence that shows he's a liar. And we have some reaction. President Trump reacted. Tulsi Gabbard reacted. Quite a few of us have reacted, have responded. Now, before I go any further, let's just show what's going on here. Okay, let's show what's going on. You see Dan Scavino Jr. reposted it. He says, Comey truly is a POS. While he'll claim not to know what 8647 means, there's no doubt that the former disgraced FBI director knows exactly what he's doing. With a plea to bad actors, terrorists to assassinate the POTUS while traveling internationally, don't let him get away with it. And you see what it says right here, 8647, and James Comey captions says, cool shell formation on my beach walk. Okay, so if you guys don't know, 86, that means to end, stop, eliminate, cease. And in this case, having it linked to 47, that means president number 47. That'd be President Trump. So clearly it's a call to assassinate. Trump had already been shot one time before. They tried to assassinate him. It didn't work because guy intervened clearly. The bullet was right here. He went like that, just a little shift, went like that, and it clipped his ear. He did not perish. He did not get shot right in between the eyes. Thank God for that. But there's been quite a few of these morons and mouth breathers online talking about, hey, take one for the team. Go ahead and do it. Throw your life away. Don't do that. Don't hurt anybody. That's not what you want to do. And James Comey, you shouldn't be trying to encourage these people to do that. Now, let's show what he said here. Shout out to Savannah Hernandez for posting this. She says, our former FBI director openly posting calls for violence against President Trump just goes to show the true depth of corruption that was allowed to fester within the FBI. It is a federal crime punishable for up to 5 years in the penitentiary to make assassination threats against the president of the US of A. And this should be treated as such. He knew exactly what he was posting. Now look at this explanation from James Comey. I posted earlier a picture of some shells I saw today on the beach walk, which I assumed were a political message. Pause right there. If you assumed that it was a political message, what was the message you thought it was? I mean, let's just use a little bit of common sense. Use our brain power. If you knew it was political, what was the political message you thought it was? He continues, I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down. Really? James Comey, you want us to believe that? Is that what you want? You want us to believe it? And look, hold on. There's more here. Shout out to Bricksuit. Bricksuit says his 8647 isn't the first time that James Comey has found political messages at the beach and posted them online. He also posted Vote Harris in October of 24. Seems like a pattern of behavior to me. So look, here's another one. And it's kind of small, you might not be able to see it, but you see what it says right there, to Vote Harris on the seashell by the seashore. This guy, I don't know, man, might be a whole big Disney kid. But anyway, his caption says, Silence at the beach, Ariel understands the assignment. All right. Okay. So you're referencing Little Mermaid, all this seashells by the seashore. Anyway, so you have one political message that says vote Harris, in October 24. And then your sequel, because that was a big hit, right? You probably got a lot of likes and whatnot, 2,500 likes. Okay, so it was a hit. Now you want to do it again, 8647. You know exactly what that means. And if you're telling me that you don't, you're a liar, which James Comey is a known liar. So this is not really beyond the scope for him. Now, this is Tulsi Gabbard talking about, hey, you know what? This is not right. It's not okay. And I think Secret Service is investigating James Comey for this, which is the correct thing to do because it was clearly a threat. Let's hear from her.
Like him, who issued direct threats against the president of the United States, essentially issuing a call to assassinate him, must be held accountable under the law.
Do you believe Comey should be in jail?
I do. Any other person with the position of influence that he has, people who take very seriously what a guy of his stature, his experience, and what the propaganda media has built him up to be, I'm very concerned for the president's life. We've already seen assassination attempts. I'm very concerned for his life. And James Comey, in my view, should be held accountable and put behind bars for this. Like him, who...
There we go. So, I mean, I agree with Tulsi Gabbard because this is really a crazy thing. Now, will you actually go to the penitentiary? I don't know about that. My faith in that is not really high, but this is most certainly a criminal action. Now, let's get to what President Trump said. And of course, Trump's a smart guy, which is the reason why he's in office right now. He understands exactly what that meant. Let's see what he says.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant. If you're the FBI director and you don't know what that meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear. Now, he wasn't very competent, but he was competent enough to know what that meant. And he did it for a reason, and he was hit so hard. Because people like me, and they like what's happening with our country. Our country has become respected again, and all this. And he's calling for the assassination of the president.
Obviously, he apologized and said he
well, he
wasn't calling for
violence.
But
look, he's a very bad...
What do you want to see happen? What do you want to see happen?
I don't want to take a position on it because that's going to be up to Pam and all of the great people. But I will say this, I think it's a terrible thing. And when you add his history to that, if he had a clean history, he doesn't. He's a dirty cop. He's a dirty cop. And if he had a clean history, I could understand if there was a leniency. But I'm going to let them make that decision.
Right on. So shout out to President Trump. Yeah, James Comey has a history, and everybody knows it. He's known to be a liar. He's known to be dirty. So this is just right up his alley. Now, look, as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to everybody who understands the reality of what's going on here. This was a clear threat against the president, and it's nothing that anybody could say that would convince me otherwise. And then to what James Comey said, even in the apology, talking about, yeah, I knew it was a political message. Okay, what was the message? What else could that be? If you knew it was political, what did you think it meant? James Comey, FBI director, intelligence director. You, out of everybody in the world, should know better. And if you don't know, like if you genuinely didn't know what this meant, that just goes to show how incompetent you are and why you shouldn't have been the FBI director in the first place. Very simple. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about the seashells by the seashore that said 86, which means to eliminate, 47, which means president number 47? That'd be President Donald J. Trump. Do you think that it was just a mistake? Oh, yeah, I knew it was political, but I didn't really know what it meant. Do you think it was on purpose to try and inspire the next goofball, the next moron to throw their life away to try to attack the president? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This was clearly a call to action, and it's just that simple. And you can't do stuff like this. Normies, it don't matter who you are, a regular person in the government, you can't do it. And if you are the FBI director, you know better. So there's no argument. Oh, I didn't know. How are you going to try to play ignorant when you're on that level of information in society? It's a complete lie. It's bogus. And I hope that there's some kind of accountability. I don't have faith that he go to the penitentiary because you got the president's son smoking crack on camera with a pistol he shouldn't have had, and he didn't go to jail. So if you could do all that and not get locked up, like James Comey might be able to say I'm a moron and somebody might believe it. But when you got somebody on camera with the crack pipe in their mouth and they don't get locked up, I don't have faith he'll get locked up either. But there needs to be some sort of accountability here, because if there's not, you're going to have other people like James Comey who post calls to action, who say little slick things, little passive aggressive type things to make people leap into action. And this is on top of what the mainstream media does all the time. Mainstream media attacking President Trump, attacking the MAGAs or whoever. So when you put that on top of that, it just adds fuel to the fire. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.